I used to go to church because I didn't want to go to hell.
So they're doing it for a purpose rather than a practice.
Why? Because a lot of people do go because of their parents.
Yeah. And what we're going to try and do, we're going to play a game of what to do, act or react, how. And this is a series of questions where I give us scenarios and a fair bit of us go through discussing our thoughts and what we think of the certain scenarios. In that situation, how do I act? How do I, would I act, would I react, or what should I do? Is the question we're asking there. What should I do? Because this is something we never discuss on a regular basis. We go through things, but we never know what to do. And so here's my first question for today. The question is, I go to church every weekend, but I do not know why I go. That's the scenario there. Now, this is somebody out there that's going through this, that's asking themselves this very question in their mind right now. I go to church every week, and I do not know why I go. So if someone is going through these thoughts in their mind, what to do? What should they do? How should they approach it? What do you reckon, Cody?
I remember how I used to think. I used to think like I would go to church to, hear a word or get something. Like I'd go there to try and get something to stir me up for the week or whatever I was looking for. Like it was sort of like an obligation. Like I would hear more if I go there. Yeah.
So, someone in this situation, what should I do? Because there's plenty of people going through in this very similar mindset, and they're wondering, what should I do? Anyone's got an answer? So, how do I approach this situation?
To just maybe take the time out to understand why they're going there in the first place. So they're doing it for a purpose rather than a practice. Just have that understanding of why you're going there.
Yeah. Anyone else got any say about this?
Yeah, I guess it's just like ask yourself, why? Because a lot of people do go because of their parents.
Yeah.
And also they maybe because it's like they have friends there, so they might get questions like, oh, how come you didn't go? Blah blah blah. It could be like that obligation thing.
Yeah.
They really should ask like, are they going for the right reason? Like, do they want for the right purpose? Like to go and to build their relationship with God and really want to hear what church is really about, or they just maybe just go there because of their parents or socialize.
Yeah, I got some family members that only attend church when it's like Easter or Christmas or something like that. Yeah.
Well, I used to go to church because I didn't want to go to hell, basically. No, I'm being very honest. I used to go because I thought I'd go to hell if I didn't go every Saturday.
Yeah.
And then I started to go. It was more like a guilt thing. I felt bad if I didn't go. I felt like God's gonna curse me. That's how I used to see it. But now, look, I haven't been going, and it's not because of anything, but it's because I had to reevaluate. Like, I had to sit back and go, same thing. I had to go, why am I actually going to church? And that's when I decided, not that I don't go, it's just I'm not scared not to go anymore. That's what I'm saying, is that I'm comfortable with my decision to sometimes not go, or sometimes I do go, and it's after I really, I did what Bernadette said, and I took a step back and I thought, let me actually revalue myself and my reasons as to why I'm going to this church.
Yeah. Good point, good point.
I think personally now, like, you know, understanding who you are in God and knowing that you need nothing, and like Cody was saying, like, you know, you usually go to church to get a message or something. But now it's about, like, once you know who you are in Christ, now it's about giving rather than getting. Yeah, just giving to the people. Yeah, because we're about forgiving, not forgetting.
Yeah, I mean, like, our aim is to be like Jesus, to be imitators of
Yeah.
Christ. And when I go to church now, it's, you know, God, like, Christ in me is there, you know, and just to display Christ.
Yeah. There's something, I think Bernadette is the one that said it before, and that really caught me. It was a very good line to say when you're going, the first question should be, is this purpose-based or is this practice-based? Are you trying to practice a certain thing? Are you trying to practice a certain religion? Are you trying to practice a certain ritual that your family has come up with? Are you trying to please somebody? Why are you going? Matter of fact, it's better to be clear with yourself and with everyone around you to save yourself some hypocrisy and save yourself from headaches as well. Because that time that you're going to church, just so people can see you, you could actually be doing something else that benefits you in much greater value. And I'm not saying that church doesn't benefit you in much greater value, but if you're going there for the wrong reason, then you're obviously not getting the value out of it. And so for anybody in that situation, that is facing that situation, write it down on paper. Why do I go? Is it purpose? Is there value? Is there a reason? And ask yourself, who is your greatest influencer when it comes to church? Who influences you at the church you go to? Who does? And that's a really good question for self-assessment. And you realize that the only thing you really need in this life is self-growth. And the moment you understand who you are and what you have to do in this life, everything else around you will flow. When you attend the place, will be with a purpose. And it will always bring forth results. Don't just be there because you have to be there. It is better to not be there than to forcefully attend, but inside you're not there. You physically at the location, but internally you're not there.
Yeah, that brings something to mind about who influences you, and it's not just like the preacher or the pastor, but I remember I was at a 660 concert and I was having the time of my life, jumping up and down, screaming.
Yeah.
And then it came to church, and worship was on, and I actually enjoyed it, and my spirit was saying, like, get up and jump, and but I was influenced by the crowd. Like nobody else was getting up and jumping, and I just followed them.
That sounds like there was a bit of fear there. Like, okay, somebody might say something. People are watching me, and but that's something we gotta reevaluate and really see that everything that we do must have a purpose, because everything created carries a purpose. Everything God's created has a purpose. What makes you think that anything you participate in should not have a purpose attached to it? And so for any of you asking yourself that question, I go every week. I do not know why I go. And you're not sure whether to step back or step forward and so forth. I want to let you know that it is your decision at the end of the day. Salvation is individual. Your life, your choice.
Just like a little side note, like even if you're thinking about those things, like why do I go? How do you expect to bring somebody else into that same environment? You're just bringing somebody else into your confusion.
That's a very good point. If you're confused and you bring somebody else into your confusion, now it's essentially the blind leading the blind. You can't get any result from that. And the world is already suffering from enough ignorance. We don't want to increase the ignorance. We want to get some knowledge behind the actions we do. We want to get some purpose behind the actions we do. We want to get results. We want to live a life of effectiveness and results. So if you are interested in changing your life and making your life much more effective, you will question everywhere you go. Why do you go? And that's key there. That's key there.